Well, welcome back to the final here in Blackpool. We're looking right at Shaun Storry. Just came through our last semi, and there is our number one player, Tom Cousins. And he has been the immovable object for some time. Had a little scare against Aaron Davis earlier, but he sort of brushed aside his opponent in his semi-final. It's going to be Storry to break us off. And Simon Webber's just galloped in the arena.
Oh, the long journey. The long journey. It's good. I mean, I've just been asked, what was my thoughts on the final, how we seen it going. I feel like it's only right that I ask you the same question, Tony. You've seen them both play all weekend long and all season long. Obviously Tom's the favourite for this final, but where are you seeing this one going?
Ooh. Well, like you say, Tom's the favourite. For me, for Shaun to beat him, he's got to be obviously probably play way above what he's played this season. What I have to say is Tom Cousins' break has been absolutely ridiculous in the last sort of 3 games. I think we alluded to it early on, because I think you and I were on commentary when he was breaking from the front ball, and then he broke and he potted a ball, and I think he ran the frame out, and but he didn't like his split. Yeah. And all of a sudden he just changed up his break and went cut break, and I mean, it was just getting bigger and bigger in that semi-final. I mean, it's just, at the end of it, myself with Declan Brennan was with me, we were just going, oh my word.
Yeah.
It was. So I think something's got to happen wrong with Tom's break, I think, for Shaun to have a chance, and I think Shaun's he's going to have to be right at it.
Yeah, I just think with Tom, he times his run so well, and normally the best time to beat him is, as it is for so many players, it's the last 32, last 16. The minute he starts getting into the quarters, semis and final, he seems to ramp up even more. And whenever, he's won obviously 9 Ultimate Pool titles now, and there's always been a match somewhere where someone's had an opportunity, and when they haven't taken it, he's kicked on. And in this case, it was against Aaron Davies, and he's kicked on from that. And you just feel like Tom's going to play a big level here. But I'm very buoyed by the way that Shaun's playing. I know that there was some mixy moments in that last semi-final. I really thought I think he played really well. The way he held himself together, it just gave me a lot of confidence that he was in control of his game and emotions out there.
I really like Shaun as a player. I like his attitude to the game, everything about him. He puts a lot of effort in. Like I say, he works really hard, and he was a bit despondent, wasn't he? Not so long ago, I remember seeing him at one event, and I think he went out in the last 16. He goes, I don't know whether I can keep coming and doing it. And then all of a sudden, his game just clicked. And the Clash of the Titans, he had a really good competition there as well back in December.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And
I think that sort of just buoyed him along, and he's now started to find his form again, and also, like you said, the confidence.
And I think we talked out in the studio just there that Shaun's helped Tom in terms of practice, because he's the one that's been battering him to practice, and that isn't happening as much now in terms of they're practicing but not together as much. But part of that is that Shaun's practice kind of fell off a little bit last year because he became a father for the first time, and that took a lot of his focus away, and now he's kind of got a bit more settled, and he's able to commit a lot more time. Table at home, and he can put the time in and get the practice he needs, and I think he's practicing back in the right way, and no surprise to me to see him return to form this season.
Well, the perfect start for Shaun Storry.
It is jarring how far ahead he is in the rankings at the moment. Not the best of starts with a break there. You give him the big build up there, Tony. And his first break's a disaster.
Yeah, we'll have another look. He took a little bit off that from what he was doing in the semi-final.
Yeah, he was cut breaking, wasn't he? Huge.
Yeah, I mean, but it was the pace he was hitting that cut break at, which was it was phenomenal. Declan alluded to the fact that because where he gets his cue onto the edge of the pocket over that corner to keep his cue parallel as he hits the pack. Because if you're anywhere near the rail, and Declan made a very good point, if you've got the cue slightly elevated, if you hit that hard, that cut break, the cue ball's off the table.
Oh, you're gone. Yeah, I mean that's one of the things. If you're cut breaking, if you put full power on a cut break, you're not going to you're not going to keep the cue ball on the table. And actually, it's an interesting point, because I was with Shaun when he was practicing his cup break once in the club in Stoke, which has got, the practice room's got glass walls, and he was in the corner table, and he was hitting the cup break as hard as he possibly can, because he was trying to find the limit of where he could get to before jumping the cue ball off the table. And Shaun was able to sort of hit it almost full power without jumping it off. And the reason I reference that is because he did jump the cue ball off the table in the semi-final.
Right.
First time I've ever seen him do it. But generally speaking, you're spot on, aren't you? The more power, more chance of the cue ball coming off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the cup break, disaster of the cue ball going in, but it left a horrible layout. So not the best of opening frames on the Tom Cousin break.
No, Shaun did make an attempt right at the start of the frame. They put himself down to play that cut with the red and trying to lump into this big cluster of balls on the left-hand side, and he caught the yellow at the top of the table and obviously didn't achieve what he wanted to. And that's where we are now.
Yeah, this one's going to take a little bit of working out. Just as this clock's going to run down a little bit in this frame, worth pointing out that we've increased the race to 8, as we always do here at the Pro Series, but the clock remains the same. I haven't seen every single match on the TV table, but I don't think a single match is not finished, not being completed. Players always got to 7, which is a sign of players speeding up as we go deeper into the Ultimate Pool era, which I think is a massive benefit for the sport.
And also you've got the players that are on form.
Yes, also
so
lots
they're
of
not missing
finishes.
anything.
Good loss of turn there from Tom. Just flicked the yellow to pop the red. Looks like he's taking this on, but 2 reds are dead.
Very finicky.
Do you think there's a gap through? If he can get, if there's a gap through to the red to the centre, then he can get onto the red to the bottom corner, and it doesn't look likely. Not sure. Not sure what he was trying there. It's not worked.
Oof. Impressive shot there from Storry. But he's still got his problem. Red that's stuck next to the yellow. If he can get the cue ball down, he can make a double. But he's going to have to screw this red in at the top of the table. With bags of right-hand side. In fact, he's going to just play the cut double now and not bother even attempting that.
Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh, is he not on it?
He's been unlucky there. You know, all of that fortune favours the brave. That's not really come to fruition there.
He hasn't given up yet, though.
But maybe he has got the edge of it. He could certainly maybe put a little bit of bend on it. No, he has.
Wow, wow, wow. What a finish this is from Shaun Storry.
If you're going to beat TC,
yeah,
this is what you need to do.
He had absolutely no right to get out here. I mean, up until that shot there, Tom was happy. You go for it, Shaun. You take those on, because you ain't getting them. He is. He's got them. That was a fabulous, fabulous out.
Super break there from Shaun Storry. That really is. Look at that split.
He needs that on repeat in this final. Just that every time. These are lovely.
Well, that's it. If he runs these out and gets 3-0, all he's got to do is keep doing that break. And you're over the line.
Which ball do you play on off the one bottom left-hand corner on the cushion? Is that your last ball? Or would you leave that and just feel like connecting to the 8 ball maybe? It's the only shot I can see go wrong, really.
I mean, obviously he's going to take these 2 yellows up the top out first. Does he play the little plant afterwards into the centre, then play the one down the rail? Maybe leave the second ball over the middle bag?
If the second one goes sort of lower the middle bag, it's perfect, isn't it? Just as in just below the, and then I mean, I'm looking for problems to see how he's not going to get out here. It's such a good layout.
I never had to look for problems when I played. I just found them anyway.
Yeah, my problem was I was looking for them when they weren't there.
And that's easy to do as well. I know that feeling. Oli Bale, the Bullet, professional from Somerset. Didn't have a great first event, but he'll be back tomorrow. Probably one of the best one-handed players you'll ever seen in.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
The amount of times I've said you're better with one than you are with two, he doesn't appreciate that, to be honest.
I might have a point.
Well, we know exactly where he's going to have to go now, Shaun. He's going to go over to the yellow on the right. In an ideal world, he lands on the one down the rail with a slight angle, so he can just pop that down there and just bring the cue ball back and play that yellow over the middle as his last ball.
He hasn't played the best of shots there, in all honesty.
No.
He's got to come up with more of a shot than I was expecting from him in this frame.
Is he going in the middle? He is. He's going to have to creep behind the yellow down at the bottom here then. Where's that cue ball going? This is why you wanted to go round the yellow. If I was going to play that, you'd have to play it with a lower left-hand side and sort of go behind the yellow into the side row. You have to take out that middle bag.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere near it.
That's just a major surprise. I mean, that was such a good layout for him. The finish he took out in the last, he had absolutely no right to take out. And this one, he should have taken them out.
This is what Declan was saying. He says, this is what happens with people sometimes playing Tom. The hoodoo comes in there.
It's something you can't quantify. It does happen.
But the way Declan said it, he said, well, Tom's earned the right for that.
Yeah. I was I listened to that whole match with you and Declan on commentary, and yeah, I thought the way he spoke about it was absolutely on point, absolutely fabulous. It's they're all trying to catch up with what Tom's doing right now. He deserves everything that's coming to him because of the way he's playing.
Well, what's coming to him now is going to be his opening frame in this final. Shaun will be kicking himself a bit there. That was a great opportunity to get a nice 3-frame lead against Top Cat.
Yeah, I'd mark down frame 3 on the scorecard there. That is a moment.
Well, that was more like what he was doing in the semi-final, but the cue ball, oops, nearly.
Yeah, and it's come out okay.
I'll take that.
Yeah, there is room to pop the yellow top left, and the rest are on.
The yellows will be the order of the day here.
Just got into that touch too much. Just about okay. Helps that he's quite tall here because this is going to be an awkward shot.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing quite a few players don't like is having to use a rest. I was never very fond of it. I'm sure it was fine with you because of your snooker background as well.
Yeah, not too bad.
Extension called.
wisely, using his extension. Why not? Just settle himself again.
Yeah, cued that really nicely as well. Because of the mistake, second shot, he has left a yellow down the table here, and not quite what he wanted. He's kind of fighting and finding another route. Don't anticipate it being a big problem.
Yeah, another thing we were saying earlier, in the semi-final, that I think people think it's all about the power and he can belt balls up down the rail, but his actual touch and the finesse as well. It's first class. His control and the knowledge of how much side to put on the ball and where to put it.
Yeah, too many people say, "Oh, he's got the best break in the world and he gets lots of easy chances." But you're disrespecting the level of game he plays if you think that's the case. I mean, he does get a lot of good chances, but he makes them look like good chances because his patterns and his touch are fantastic.
Yeah, there's a shot he played in the semi-final, and he's having to play trying to stop the white dead, but he's playing a cut and a screw at the same time to stop that ball. It's almost as though you've got to flick it with side to kill it, and he just did it, effortlessly, as I spit it out.
Yeah, I mean, his touch is very, very good.
That's brilliant.
He also made it to a Pro Cup final and Clash of the Titans final. One title, 4 finals. This is his 5th. Looking for more silverware. And I thought really interestingly, as he makes the ball off this break, and trickier chance than the last that he didn't get. But he said to me he's never felt better about his game. He thinks he's a far better player now than when he was the number 2 player in 2021.
That's good. He's got a little plant there with the yellows into the middle as well, so that little pot there's just gently spread the yellows open.
I thought this was quite a fiddly looking finish to start with, actually. I'm with you. It sort of, that plant into the middle really helps.
Don't need to do anything much with the cue ball here, just pop it down the rail. Nicely done. You think he plays the plant and sends the cue ball up the table and gets rid of that yellow above the black next?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing in terms of I wouldn't want to leave the yellow furthest up the table and the yellow furthest down the table as my last 2.
Yep, that's my train of thought as well. You see, he's just playing that little angle, so I think he's actually going to do that. Okay.
Yeah, if he was planning to bump open the yellow into left centre, it was a delicate shot required, because if he bumps the 8 ball any further, he blocks the other yellow to the centre.
I'm just wondering now if he could pot this and screw up between the yellow and black.
I think he's got more angle. I think he can get to the right hand side of the yellow.
You're right.
Yeah.
I was trying to look on the overhead there, and I thought
the overhead fools you.
Yeah, it looked a little straight for my liking, but he's in perfect position now, that's for sure. Just double checking everything. Doesn't want to make any mistakes this time.
Ideally just get past the straight, isn't it? Which he does with ease. Good response this to the error he made in frame 3. He had 2 frames to sit there and think about not going 3-0 up, but he has got to 3 first. Another big break. One tricky area of the table, the rest okay. I suppose it might not be tricky if he goes yellows, but then the yellow at the bottom becomes a problem.
I think with Tommy, he's not scared to take on a harder pot to get the colour he wants.
I think it's an interesting decision he's got to make here, because the yellow on the bottom cushion, you've got the yellow on over the bottom left to get to it, and then all the yellows are fine. But the reds have a problem to solve, but he is going to go reds. The red on the, obviously nearest the top right hand corner.
I think he solves it quite early. I thought he's just going to pot that, stop the white dead, and then use the red that's in the middle of the table, cut it into the middle and kick in, but he's actually coming downstairs first. So he's leaving it to at least another 2 balls time to move.
I think he probably was doing that, but he didn't get it right, I think. Because I'd be surprised if he didn't go to play that first. Normally, he's so good at doing that.
Well, the thing is where he just pointed his cue is exactly the place where he could have got to in his first shot. And that's where he's looking, where he wants to be. That's short. No, it's not. I thought that was just going to die.
It kept going and kept going, didn't it?
It's actually gone a little bit further than he probably would have liked. I mean, he's got the angle there.
Yeah, you have to force the angle rather than let it naturally get there.
Does he play the red off the yellow?
Yeah, well, he has looked at it.
Brilliant. So much easier that way because he's gained his position onto the red into the centre now, and he just rolls this in. Pings the red down that rail, just brings the cue ball back a couple of inches. Black in the corner, thank you very much, and we're level again. Beautifully done.
Yeah. Very impressive. Another very good break and finish for Tom Cousins.
Yeah, to add to another one.
Just
to
a
collection.
Yeah. Brilliant break from Shaun. Does he need more world titles for you, Tony? You've been around with all the greats of the game. Does Tom need more world titles to be regarded in the same bracket as some of the world's greatest ever? Because, I mean, what he's doing with Ultimate and what he's done in the past, 2 world titles already.
I think he's already.
He's
already in a Hall of Famer for me.
Yeah,
if you like.
No doubt for me.
No. One too many of these.
Yeah,
and these aren't pub knockouts, are they?
There's a few good players in there.
Yeah, exactly. What's the biggest room in Tom's house? Tom's trophy.
The trophy cabinet, yeah.
I think you need more than a cabinet.
Yeah. Nice trophies as well, with Paul.
They are.
10 of those is quite nice.
Yeah.
Is there room to get to the yellow bottom left, or does he need to put a little nudge on?
I think he might need a nudge there.
It doesn't look like there's much, does it? But he's gone about this in such a way that he's not concerned about it, because it's not a good ball to nudge it with.
I mean, to get any sort of angle on there where you've got to make sure that you're going to contact the yellow first, so it's going to have to be quite thin. So I'd like to move it, but like you say, he doesn't seem to be giving it too much attention. I mean, does he bang this in the middle and top the keyboard down and into the red and yellow? Or?
Just wondering if the yellow looks like it's so top side that you can't knock it in thin, but maybe you can.
Yeah, you can rub that into the jaw, definitely. Yeah, this is me now. You can make this loads of left-hand side. You could even sort of punch it down there. And that's what he's looking at. Have to be unlucky not to land on something as well. But his danger would be to play this, punch down, knock the other yellow in with the red, and the red sits behind in front of the other yellow at the bottom.
Beautiful. Oh, it's exactly what you said. Exactly as you called it, Tony. I thought that was going to stop and be absolutely lovely.
I'm not just a pretty face, you know, Simon.
This is, yeah.
That was the ultimate nightmare scenario that's just happened to Shaun there.
And he can't make it off the one cushion.
We know where Mr. Cousins will be going with his next shot. I would imagine he'll be playing that red that's on the right-hand rail. He's just having a look now what he's going to be leaving Shaun Storry when he develops the red, puts it over the bag up at the top.
Yeah, just going to make sure he doesn't leave a good kick shot at it.
No, he doesn't. No, there's been a few of them about this couple of days as well that people have played. David Hogan played a great one earlier against, I think it was actually against Tom.
It was against Tom, yeah.
It was. Get a wriggle on. So he's left the easy out off the bottom rail, but he definitely made sure he didn't leave the shot that you alluded to there, Simon. So
I think he could have sort of run out of time. I don't think he liked the shot because he was worried about leaving it potential, kick shot where he could make it. So he's in the end rushed it, guaranteed getting the snooker.
See, the thing is here, I mean, Shaun can come off the rail, just hit this yellow. He hits the cushion after. There's our French professional Christophe Lambert looking on. But this is just sort of containing. Well, it didn't
get the.
Didn't hit the second cushion.
He hit the second cushion first, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
No. Now, where does Tom attack this? I'm not sure if he's going to go. I wasn't sure if he's actually going to go there. I thought he might play knock another red down there and play another safety, but he's decided to be aggressive, as he most normally is.
Yeah, it's come out okay, assuming he's on the one to right centre.
Yep. It's just these very fine margins, Simon. Shaun's had that chance early doors. He's had a little bit of misfortune there when he's tried to develop. And that's 2 frames there that could have been his.
Yeah, and we just ticked into the second half of the match, and he could well find himself 4-3 down, and Tom Cousin having the break. And I say the 2 big moments in the match have both been on his side and negative. Okay, I'm not going to criticise him too much with the mistake that's just happened because whilst you could see it coming, it wasn't. He had to play the shot.
There's certain shots you can see where the danger is, but you've still got to play them.
Yeah.
Because if you don't play them, you can't win the game.
Yeah.
And it's just one of them. I'd have seen that if I was Shaun stood in the arena, and I'd have still played the same shot.
Yeah. Just.
And then I'd felt aggrieved.
Half a turn shorter.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just comes out far enough.
Well, simple black ball now for Tom Cousins. He needs to get his nose in front.
What's the 4th one going to be like?
Top splat.
Oof. And it's a golden one as well. Oh, how many balls are dropping in here? Wow. It's actually not brilliant. Simply because of the top left-hand corner here. 8 ball will come back on the spot, of course. So he had two reds, a yellow, and an 8 ball.
Not bad, is it?
That's okay for a cup break.
Sounds like he's ordering off a Chinese menu.
Yeah.
Could he squeak behind the red there, just sort of play off the knuckle at the top? And I know it's a bit of a.
I think there's more room though than you think. So
yeah,
if you can get, top cushion or side cushion, you can pod it and get back out again.
So my brain was just in greedy mode there, thinking if you could bump off there and come back down and have the yellow in the middle, and you've got
then it's done.
everything at the bottom of the table.
Yeah. At some point he has to go right the way to the top or left hand side.
3-ball plant. I don't think Tom wants to play the 3-ball plant, because if they sort of go out of shape a little bit, you could end up with the 2 yellows sort of stuck in the pocket when you couldn't pot either of them. There was that little scenario as well. And I think he's going to refuse it and take this one over the bag. Screw the cue ball back out. No. Using the cushions to manoeuvre the cue ball. Just a little, probably a tiny little scare there as you watched the cue ball come down and thought he might nestle behind the red.
Yeah, this next shot's slightly trickier than it could have been though, because of where it's finished.
Well, he has to screw into those 2 yellows now. Probably now thinking, I wish I'd played that 3-ball plant now.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't actually. It leaves them a delicate shot cut back here.
Just look at the angle of this. Will it keep going to the 8-ball? It's going to be quite close to it. I wonder if he does have to do something with the cue ball. Maybe a bit more forcing and dig down a bit. I think he may be. Yeah. Gone too far.
Well, does it go? Does the yellow pass the other yellow?
Tough shot as well, because if you want to punch this and bring the cue ball across, where that middle bag is exactly where you'd want the cushion to bounce off. So he's.
Oh, well, it does go. Big shot though.
Playing that really well.
Better shot than it looks, isn't it? That middle pocket was playing quite big there, as you called it.
Well, he's playing a type of a screw shot, because if he wants to play it plain, he goes straight into the middle. But he doesn't want to hit a deep screw and go into the red, because that's easily done in any snookers himself. But just again, the touch.
Yeah, just highlights that touch that he's got.
Yeah, the warning signs are there now for Shaun that Cousins is sort of up through the gears. Oh dear, this match could be turning big time. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Shaun there just sort of half bang his cue on the floor there in a bit of disgust.
He's made one mistake. He's had one touch of poor fortune, and that could be the difference in this match.
Absolutely. Price that Tom misses one of these yellows.
Doesn't look likely, does it? Just there
it's
again.
Like 1 to 20, isn't it? When you see him at the table, you
can almost fall in a trance that he's just going to mop them up, and then on to the next one, and it's his break.
We will have walked in, walking about outside at the start of the tournament, and walked past the bookies there, and Tom's there 5-1 favourite. And you look at like Chris Mellon at sort of like 10s, 11s, you think, well, that's really good value, this, that and the other. But then you think, well, that 5-1 is an absolute steal. when you think.
Yeah, I mean, he's won so many. So is that what he was at the start of the tournament?
He was 5-1 favourite, yeah. And then it was
in a field of what, 75.
Yeah. Then you've got like Chris, Luke Gilberts, and John McAllister's. They're all quite sandwiched together, you know, as they go down the list.
Chris was second favourite at 10-1.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the 5-1 does look good now, doesn't it?
It's incredible. He's a beast. A machine. The unstoppable force that is Top Cat.
Feels like he's been on a quiet spell since he last won his last tournament about 6 weeks ago. Where he's had I think he finished 5th or 6th in the last man standing. He got to play one match. He lost out to Neil Raybone and then lost in the semi-finals of the Champions League to Declan Brennan. It's not exactly it's not like he's dipped off anywhere.
Decky and Stevie Dempsey were there as well on the old sort of 10, 11 to 1s as well.
Yeah, quite rightly.
Well, formality once again, and this will be 6-3 Cousins, 2 away from the title. Very smooth indeed, just glides around the table. So that's just the one. So the one match in this entire tournament was that one where it could have all gone wrong.
But it
gives everybody hope.
Yeah, but at the crunch moment, he turned it on. At the crunch moment, he found the finishes that he needed to steal it away from Aaron. It was very impressive. It was
the funny bit of that is because I did watch the last 2 frames from my room on the app, and it was 6-5 Aaron Davis, and he went dry, didn't he?
Yeah.
Tom finished, and then he broke and finished. So I've come out of my room, getting in the lift. The next match, because I've come down to do the Dylan Leary game, and Dylan's actually coming in the lift with me.
Yeah.
And I said, "Looking forward to play now?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "That was a fair finish in the Cousins Davis match." He goes, "What, did Tom win?"
Yeah.
So he's come out of his room thinking that. I went, "Yeah." He said, "Don't say he's reversed and then broken dish." I said, "Exactly what he's done."
Exactly.
He went, "Oh, great." Now because he knows full well if he did get through against David Hogan, he was playing him in the semis. And in fact, that was an incredible match itself, with David Hogan coming out on top.
Match of the tournament, no doubt.
Yeah. 9 breaking dishes straight off the bat.
Yeah, first 9, amazing.
Then he sort of had some strange moment where for 5 minutes that neither could hit a ball, and then normal service was resumed and Hogan got over the line. But
he had the.
But their finishes weren't. Every finish they had in those 9, there was something had to be moved. There wasn't just like
it was brilliant.
Tap-ins. But talking about tap-ins,
just Tom going through another quiet break clearance. So he's broke cleared every frame apart from his opening break, isn't it? That's where we're at with his game right now. So this is break number 5.
Now we did make a great connection on that very first one, but every one of since has just been it's been an absolute just sledgehammer.
And this is for 7 out of 8 frames. Remember, he lost the first 2. This is for 7 out of 8 frames.
So even if you give Shaun the 2 frames that he could have won, or maybe should have won, he's still behind. No, he'd be level.
Yeah. But it's the momentum you give, isn't it? It's the you've got to keep him down and put him down and then keep him down. Not easy to do.
Not one away now.
Wins a title and the rest is history. You know, could well be the first man to double figures.
Well, Storry's made a ball off that break, but the cue ball's been a little bit unfriendly. I don't know if he could just sneak through that gap and at first glance get to that yellow that's over the middle. And he's got through that little gap and he's onto a yellow. So this fantastic opportunity to peg one back at least.
Won't give up fighting, that's for sure. Shaun here. All you can do is take the chances that come. If you don't get enough from here, then so be it.
Yeah, that's right. Top professional Shaun Storry. That's okay. He's got an angle on the one down into the bottom corner now. Bring the cue ball out to the right side of the table. Leave himself the yellow into the left-hand centre. Just didn't overrun it. That's pretty good. Stop this dead black into the top left. Gets back to within 3 of top cat.
All credit to him. That's very good. All the pressure on him.
But this now, and I said to Declan, is players that are in the top 30, top 40 can win these events. But then this fella's just always in the semis, final, winning them. You know,
he's there or thereabouts every time, and then he takes down half of them. It's incredible as he makes another golden break that isn't. And 8-ball flies in.
Everybody else that's human will win an event or get to a final, and then they'll get knocked out in the last 64 one time, then they'll go out to 32. Won't see him for about 6 months, and then they appear again. This man's never gone, has he?
No, it's so rare he loses early. Well, he's got a chance to make it 5 straight from the break and win this title at the first time of asking. Problem yellow and problem 2 reds together.
But that sums it up though with people playing, Tom, is when Brian Halcrow lost to Ryan Fleming. I feel it was one of the first matches.
Second match on, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and he walked out, Brian, and he was sort of said, you know, a bit unlucky, whatever. And he said, never mind it. He said, and he pointed at Ryan Fleming. He said, he'll be on the same bus as me going home. He said, because he's got Tom in the next round. And that's the train of thought.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, as much as he'll tell you, you know, he's not thinking like that. He believes he could beat him, but you kind of making jokes like that. You do kind of believe it, that, you know, he's a man that you probably can't beat. Attacks the bad ball, gets the bad ball out.
Saw Shaun Storry there tap his knee in appreciation for a very good shot. 4 balls away from the title.
Yeah, we're just into the final 10, therefore 15 seconds a shot, so just a little bit rushed here for Tom, and he's actually landed awkwardly. When he played the breakout, he would love to have been on the yellow he moved, and he wasn't, or not on it nicely anyway.
That is a beautiful shot from Cousins, and considering the buzzers going at the time, you know, there's no panic. A lot of players will be thinking, oh, I've got to really hit this quickly.
He's got really comfortable with it now, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely no panic. He goes, okay, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, I'll hit it now. Another lovely controlled shot, now giving himself a shot at this black ball into the bottom left-hand corner to win the title.
Top Cat does it again. Title number 10 for the number 1 player. A relentless performance. Just absolutely brilliant, and he's just riding high at the top of the game, Tony. It is relentless is the word.
For the 10th time, Tom Cousins is an ultimate pool champion.